Okay guys, this is Chris Fix. We're gonna work on this Porsche 924 and we're gonna work on this fuel system and see if we can get this thing to start. All right, part 3, working on the Eric Carr Porsche 924. You guys saw how we moved it out of the casino, and you saw how we tested a couple of things on the part 2. So if this is the first time watching the video, go back and watch those other 2. This is going to be a continuing series, so if this is something that you're interested in, please make sure to subscribe but turn on your notifications so that you know when we're doing things, because sometimes we're going to do live videos. And you know, either you're watching this because you're a Porsche fan, you're a Kiss fan, or you're just a Videobob fan. Either way, thank you very much. So, ordered this. I don't know if this is really going to help or not. The old Haynes manual for the Porsche. I've never owned a Porsche. I don't know anything about Porsches. I know a little bit about the history about this car, that Porsche is basically a design company that designed this car for Volkswagen. And then Volkswagen decided it was going to be too expensive, so Porsche bought it back from Volkswagen and put it out themselves, where they had hired Audi, I guess, to make the motors or something. And at one time, they were almost going to put the DeLorean PRV V6 into this car. Thank God they didn't do that, but they did end up putting the Bosch mechanical fuel injection system in there, which is going to suck, and I may have to replace all that. So right now it's got a locking gas cap, which I don't have the key to, so I'm going to remove that and we're going to put a regular gas cap on. I just ordered that in the mail. And then the other thing I did was I ordered like 100 feet of this. It's always good to have this stuff around. This is just your average regular door seal that goes on every kind of a trunk and a door and this lid back here. We're going to be doing a lot of washing of the car, pressure washing and things. So I wanted to replace it. We're going to do that first. So the easy trick to do this is you take the old one off, which you could see where you have this part of it, and then the bulb just peeled right off the other spongy part. So the trick to making this easy, one thing, when it's out in the sun like it is now, it's nice and soft. So just grab one end of it, all right? And then use this as a guide, all right? Huh? You measure it out. And always give yourself just a little extra, because it's real easy to trim it off, right? Give yourself a couple inches extra. Your old lady will appreciate it. Get some decent snips, because there's metal in here for rigidity. So you don't want to just use scissors. You want some good, strong snips. They actually make a tool just for doing this, but this will work. These are some Weiss. And then get yourself a soft mallet that's not going to mess it up. You want something that's like a dead blow like this. And this is really easy. You know, a lot of cars need these frequently, and you know, it's not hard to do. You want to put the seam at the bottom area and just get it started like that, and just kind of knock it into place. And what happens with a lot of these cars, like for instance this one, they'll have the headliner will also go up in there, and that can be quite the pain in the ass. This stuff's like $1 a foot average. But you know, so this only cost a few bucks to do this, and it's really important that you do this to any of these old cars, because they all use this same very basic material. I mean, just about every car, the DeLorean, everything you can think of uses this stuff from this era. This was the standard stuff. I don't know what it's actually called. I'll put a link in the description to this stuff here. So let me make sure that this little lip here, okay. Now you see I've got an extra couple of inches here left over, and it's worth that little bit of waste to not have come up short. And then you get this right where you want it to be. And there was actually probably a good inch gap on this one from shrinkage, you know. But we're gonna do this exact. Perfecto. Now one of the things that you'll usually find is that it's gonna be a little bit of a tighter fit at first. It's great to do this when it's nice and hot and out in the sun. So I'm gonna throw this stuff down here just to get it out of the way. And so always make sure Got the keys. All right, let's check this out. Oh, that was a nice, satisfying thud. No movement. Oh, that's a tight seal, I can tell already. So, very nice. Matter of fact, see that pop? I didn't have that pop before because I didn't have the pressure coming up from the bulb. Let me, I'll get you a close up here of what this stuff looks like. See how the design of it is, if you can see, right? Okay, when you got yourself a situation with, this is hard to open. You got a locking gas cap and you've lost the key. I lost the key. I've heard that you can put a screw in there and it'll make it like one piece. Let's try this. And just like that, you've stolen the gas cap. So, I've got a brand new one here, a Motorrad. Doesn't have a lock on it. In today's gas prices, you need to have a lock and gas cap, I think. So, I don't know if that's the original gas cap. I doubt it, whichever one came with it. But this one should fit on there just perfectly now. Okay, if this thing works anything like the DeLorean, you have the mechanical fuel injection, which means somewhere you should have a cold start valve, which would usually be somewhere up on the intake. I'm gonna move some of these things out of the way. I'm not seeing it. I'm not an expert. Oh, there it is. Right there. There's a cold start valve right back here with the same blue connector on it, which means there should be a warm-up regulator somewhere with a gray plug on it, just like the DeLorean. So I'm guessing this is probably a Lucas electrical system. Trying to see where that part is. But on the water pump usually, which is way down there, would be something called a thermotime switch. So the way these work is the thermotime switch detects whether or not there's heat. If there's no heat, it will activate this valve to come on and squirt a little fuel into the intake, and will also activate the fuel pump to prime this to pressurize the system. It looks like we've got a little pressure valve here that's vacuum oriented, and there's a little plug on the back of that that detects whether or not there's fuel pressure, which would tell the pump to run. You would have a fuel accumulator, which is a little canister with a diaphragm that would build up fuel pressure. And of course the filter and other things. So unless these things are working and buzzing, I don't think it'll do too much good to put gas in it. However, I do have some gas. Taking the tank out of this thing is just not an option. You have to remove the exhaust, you have to remove the entire rear end, you have to do an awful lot of work. I've watched some videos on people doing that, and I do not want to do that. So, I think I'm going to put some very fresh gas in there. I was told that all the fluids were professionally drained beforehand, so let's put some fluids back in it. 22, 23, 24. I'm not counting gallons, I'm counting dollars. 25, 26, 27. I can already hear the comments bitching about me putting this gas can up on top of the roof. We plan on doing a full paint correction and everything on this thing. We're gonna buff it out, polish it. This car has gone through hell. We're not gonna paint it, but we are gonna try to do a little dent repair and a little bit of buffing and polishing to get it pretty. We want to maintain the original stripes and decals and things, but it's got some oxidation and just years of crud. It just needs to be cleaned. Ah, what a mess.
Okay guys, this is Chris Fix. We're gonna work on this Porsche 924, and we're gonna work on this fuel system and see if we can get this thing to start.
Okay, maybe not. Let's get this cover off of here. This was from when we were cleaning it. Just set that aside. I don't want to lose. I'm going to take this label off because I don't want to lose it. I'm already bleeding. You better watch out. I'm a war machine. Yeah, you better watch out. I'm a war machine. Ooh. Oh. Okay. It's cut. So this is a... Wait a minute. This isn't a pump. That's just the sending unit, I believe. And it's leaking gas, and I can't get it out. I don't think it's supposed to come out. The tank is full. This is not the pump. This is the sending unit. I thought the pump was right here. I could have sworn. So, I don't really know a lot about these engines. You know, there's a lot of similarities of this thing with the DeLorean in that, you know, you have this mechanical fuel injection fuel distributor and this intake here, but on a DeLorean this is in a different place. So you've got this is regulating air into the engine. This is mechanically forcing fuel through these hard lines into the 4 injectors that are on top of the motor. This is regulating the air. I noticed this little adjustment here, which is just like on a DeLorean. And then this regulates there. And they had been popping this thing off so that they could spray starting fluid in there. That's what I was doing, because that you can force air directly down into the cylinders through the intake that way. It's not really healthy for it. And it could be that everything needs to just be replaced. This fuel distributor, the injectors, or at least cleaned, and also the fuel pump. And what I can't seem to figure out is, you know, this right here, what is this? This is either a fuel filter, or is that the fuel pump? What is that? I think that's a fuel filter right there, because that's the main line coming in, the fuel line coming in. But I don't know if I see wires on that thing. It kind of looks like the fuel pump that goes in a DeLorean, but I don't see wires on it. I think that's just a filter. And I thought that I saw, that's interesting, I thought that I saw the fuel, I thought that the fuel sender was the fuel pump, and I'm a goofball. That's not the fuel pump. I thought I saw a video that showed that before, and I can't figure out exactly where it is. So basically what's going to happen is I'm going to have to post this video. I'm going to have to reveal myself as being completely full of shit and not having a clue how to work on this car, while all the people who do know what happens with this car are going to laugh their heads off, go into the comment section, call me an idiot. So spare me the rod, as they say, and rather than telling me what an idiot I am, give me a clue of what to do here. Post links to other videos, things I should look at, because I don't know what I'm doing. I've never owned a Porsche or worked on a Porsche. So before I take it to a specialist, I think that if I could figure out just some of the basics, I could probably get it running. I mean, I know basic stuff. And generally with a system like this, there's an electronic fuel pump. And I'm not hearing one running anywhere. And I'm not hearing any relays. And it could be it could be the relays that operate them aren't functioning. It could be fuses. It could be a whole myriad of things, because after 20-something years, connections corrode, contacts and relays and fuses rust. All of these things get cruddy, varnished, tarnished. And what really needs to happen is we need to pull these injectors out and at the very least put them in an ultrasonic cleaner and have them cleaned or replaced. Same thing with that cold start valve, this fuel distributor. But this stuff costs a lot of money. And not that I'm trying to be cheap about it, but look, we don't have hardly anything in this thing. And it's not a real valuable car. And it's not like it's going to be a daily driver. I just want to get it running reasonably enough we can move it around. So it's been a learning adventure today. The real thing is I need my buddy Mike over here to help me work on the car, and he's busy. So I'm trying to tackle things myself that's way out of my league. I am out of my pay grade, as they say. But the interior of the car is fantastic condition. See this? This is the look of defeat. I need to read some of this book and figure out more about this car. The interior, though, great job on this interior. Thing looks fantastic. No rips, no tears, no cracks. It's absolutely in virtually perfect condition. I mean, for 40 years. If only the body was in better shape. We can do some paintless dental repair, a little buffing and whatnot, and that'll help bring it up to par. Replace some of these rubber seals, but you know, we're gonna get it up to. We're gonna get it going. Just stay tuned to this channel and keep following. Your help is appreciated. Your comments, your constructive comments. No tolerance for trolls. But I need a little help. If you're in Las Vegas, maybe you have a shop here in Las Vegas, you work on these cars, and you want to get a little promotion, I'd be happy to blow you up here on my channel if you'd like to help me out. If you're a mechanic and you know about these cars or whatever, or you want to suggest somebody, I just need some help. We don't have a lot of money to put into this project. We need to get it done quickly. I want to get the car running, and I need your help. So, Kiss Army, I need you to step up to the plate. Let's get Eric Carr's Porsche back on the road and have some fun and some crazy nights.
Subscribe to Videobob because I know where you live, bitch.